Have you ever wondered why life suddenly feels different after 81? Why so many seniors who were doing just fine at 78, 79, or even 80 start facing challenges they never expected? It's a question many older adults ask quietly, but few people ever explain honestly. In today's video, we're going to talk about the real hidden reasons why life after 81 becomes more fragile for so many seniors in America. Not just medical issues, but emotional, social, and everyday factors that most families never even think about. These are the things that silently affect your energy, your confidence, and your ability to stay independent. My goal today is simple: to help you understand what's happening in your body and your life so you can protect yourself and live with more strength, clarity, and peace. Before we begin, tell me, which state are you watching from? 1. The sudden loss of purpose. One of the quietest but strongest changes that shows up after 81 is the slow loss of purpose. Many seniors don't even notice it at first. During your working years, your days had structure. Even after retirement, you may have stayed busy with volunteering, church, gardening, caring for grandchildren, or meeting friends. But as the years pass, routines fade. Friends move away or pass on. Families get busy. And the activities that once filled your week start disappearing without warning. What makes this loss so powerful is that it affects both the mind and the body. When someone begins to feel like they're no longer needed, mornings become heavier. You may wake up and think, "Why get dressed?" Or, "Does it even matter if I go out today?" Small decisions, what to eat, where to sit, whether to take a walk, begin to feel pointless. I once knew a man named Harold, 82, who used to meet his friends for coffee every Thursday for almost 30 years. When two of his closest friends passed away and the others stopped driving, the group slowly fell apart. Harold didn't complain, but he stopped shaving regularly, stopped cooking proper meals, and spent more time sleeping than talking. His family noticed his energy fading, but it wasn't age alone, it was the sudden emptiness in his routine. Studies show that when older adults lose purpose, their immune system weakens, memory slips more easily, and feelings of loneliness grow stronger. The body simply does not fight as hard to stay healthy when the heart feels there's nothing left to look forward to. But there is hope. Purpose doesn't have to be big. Caring for a plant, calling a grandchild, writing a short note to a friend, or joining a local group can bring back meaning. Even the smallest commitment can spark new strength. 2. The rapid decline after a health crisis. Another hidden reason why life becomes fragile after 81 is how quickly a small health crisis can turn into a long, difficult decline. For someone in their 60s or 70s, a minor fall, a short infection, or a simple hospital visit is usually just a temporary setback. But after 81, the body's ability to bounce back changes deeply, even if you still feel strong on the outside. Muscles lose strength faster, bones become more delicate, and the immune system slows down. Even 1 week of reduced movement can start a chain reaction. Less walking leads to weaker legs lead to fear of falling, and fear of falling leads to staying home more. What begins as a small problem can quietly grow into a loss of independence. I remember a woman named Margaret, age 83, who slipped in her bathroom and sprained her ankle. The injury wasn't serious, but it forced her to stay off her feet for a couple of weeks. Before the fall, she used to walk every morning, cook her meals, and chat with her neighbors. After the injury, she lost her appetite, stopped going outside, and began sleeping more during the day. Even after the ankle healed, the confidence didn't come back as quickly. She was afraid of falling again, and that fear alone slowed her recovery. Health setbacks don't just affect the body, they affect the mind. Many seniors start doubting their balance, their strength, or their memory after one bad experience. Hospital stays can also cause confusion, poor sleep, or disorientation, which takes time to clear. This is why early support is so important. Seniors who recover best are those who get help right away, someone to check on them, assist with meals, encourage gentle movement, and rebuild confidence step by step. A setback doesn't have to define your future, but ignoring it can make it much harder to regain your strength. 3. The hidden toll of social isolation. After 81, one of the most damaging and often overlooked problems is social isolation. Many seniors slowly drift into it without even realizing it's happening. A friend moves away, another friend passes on, family gets busy, driving becomes harder, or bad weather keeps you indoors. Before you know it, days start blending together with very little conversation or connection. What makes isolation so dangerous is that it affects both the heart and the body. Loneliness isn't just a feeling. It raises stress levels, weakens the immune system, affects sleep, and increases the risk of depression and memory loss. Seniors who were once confident and active can begin doubting themselves simply because they don't interact with others the way they used to. I knew a man named Alan, 84, who loved talking to people. But when his wife passed and his last close friend moved to another state, his house became silent. He still went out to buy groceries, but he stopped chatting with neighbors and rarely answered the phone. Within a few months, his energy dropped. He skipped meals, forgot small things, and spent days without speaking to another person. His decline wasn't caused by illness, it was the weight of loneliness. Experts say that isolation can be as harmful to the body as smoking or chronic disease. It affects appetite, motivation, and the desire to take care of yourself. When there's no one to talk to, even simple routines like cooking, grooming, or walking outside feel less important. But the good news is that connection can be rebuilt at any age. Joining a senior center, calling a friend regularly, attending church, or even chatting with neighbors during a short walk can lift mood and bring back strength. Social connection is not a luxury, it's a lifeline, especially after 81. 4. The subtle effects of medication overload. Many seniors over 81 take several medications every day: blood pressure pills, heart medicines, pain relievers, sleep aids, diabetes drugs, and sometimes even more pills to manage the side effects of the first ones. Most older adults trust that if a doctor prescribed it, it must be safe. But what many don't realize is that the body changes after 81, and medicines that were once helpful can suddenly become too strong or mix in ways that cause unexpected problems. This issue is called medication overload, and it can quietly impact energy, balance, memory, and mood. Seniors who feel dizzy, confused, unusually tired, or forgetful often assume it's just age, when in reality it may be the result of too many medicines interacting with each other. I remember a senior named Charles, age 85, who was taking 8 different prescriptions. After a new blood thinner was added, he started feeling shaky on his feet. He lost his appetite, slept longer during the day, and struggled to remember conversations. His family began worrying about dementia. But after a pharmacist reviewed his medicines, they found 2 drugs with overlapping side effects. When his doctor adjusted the list, Charles became clearer, steadier, and more energetic within weeks. The danger is that medication overload sneaks up slowly. The kidneys and liver work more slowly after 81, which means medicines stay in the body longer. Even over-the-counter items like cold medicine, antacids, or supplements can clash with prescriptions and cause new symptoms. The hopeful news is that this issue is fixable. A yearly medication review, done with a doctor or pharmacist, can prevent side effects, reduce confusion, and improve overall strength. Seniors often feel better, more alert, and more balanced simply by taking fewer medicines. Sometimes the biggest boost to health comes not from adding a new pill, but from removing one. 5. The hidden burden of caregiver stress. One thing people rarely talk about is that many seniors over 81 are still caregivers themselves. Not everyone imagines this, but thousands of older adults in the U.S. continue caring for a spouse with health issues, a child with disabilities, or even helping with grandchildren. Some also support neighbors or friends who have no one else. While this comes from love, it can quietly take a heavy toll. Caregiving at this age is not just physical, it is emotional. The worry never stops. Sleep becomes shallow, appetite changes, and personal health is pushed aside. Many seniors skip their own checkups, delay their medications, or ignore warning signs because they feel they don't have time to take care of themselves. Small problems grow into big problems simply because they stay silent about their needs. I knew a woman named Lorraine, age 84, who cared for her husband after his stroke. She handled everything: medications, meals, bathing, and appointments, while her own arthritis was getting worse. She felt guilty asking her children for help, and she didn't want to burden anyone. Over time, she lost weight, felt constantly tired, and cried easily without understanding why. Her doctor later explained that she wasn't weak, she was simply carrying more stress than her body could manage. Caregiver stress raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of heart problems. Seniors facing this burden often feel invisible because all the attention goes to the person they care for. They love deeply, but that love often comes at the cost of their own health. But there is hope. Asking for support is not selfish, it is necessary. A few hours of respite care, help from family, church volunteers, or community programs can make a huge difference. When seniors share the load, even just a little, they rediscover energy, peace, and the ability to care with love instead of exhaustion. 6. The gradual erosion of resilience. The last hidden reason why many seniors struggle after 81 is something quiet, something emotional, and something most people never talk about: the slow erosion of resilience. Resilience is not just physical strength, it's the inner spirit that helps you bounce back when life gets tough. In younger years, every challenge teaches a lesson and builds confidence, but after a certain age, the losses come more often, and the energy to recover becomes harder to find. This decline doesn't happen overnight. It comes little by little. A spouse passes away, close friends disappear one by one, hearing and vision change. The world feels faster, louder, and less familiar. Routines that once felt comforting start to feel tiring. Even small tasks, paying a bill, cooking a meal, walking outside, can take more mental effort than before. I remember an older gentleman named Robert, 86, who had always been independent. After his wife passed, he kept going for a while, making breakfast, paying bills, keeping the house tidy. But as the years passed, he experienced one loss after another. When he got a mild infection, something shifted. He didn't have the emotional strength to push himself the way he used to. His daughter noticed he stopped shaving, stopped gardening, and let letters pile up unopened. It wasn't the illness, it was the weight of everything he had carried alone. This quiet loss of resilience is what makes many seniors give up slowly without realizing it. When there's nothing new to look forward to, when the losses outnumber the joys, the mind begins to withdraw before the body does. But resilience can be rebuilt at any age. It starts with small steps, gentle walks, a new hobby, sitting in the sunlight, joining a group, calling an old friend. Hope is medicine, and when seniors find even one reason to keep going, the body responds with surprising strength. As we finish today's conversation, I want you to take a quiet moment and think about the 6 hidden reasons we talked about: the loss of purpose, health setbacks, isolation, medication overload, caregiver stress, and the slow fading of resilience. These challenges are real, and many seniors face them without ever saying a word. But none of them mean that life has to shrink or lose meaning after 81. Understanding these issues is the first step toward protecting your independence, your energy, and your peace of mind. Small choices matter. Staying connected, asking for help early, reviewing your medicines, building purpose, and giving yourself new things to look forward to can make an enormous difference. You are not alone in this stage of life. So many people your age feel the same changes, the same questions, and the same worries. What truly matters is how gently you care for yourself and how willing you are to reach out when something feels off. Before you go, share in the comments, what is one thing you learned today that you want to use in your own life? Your thoughts encourage others more than you know. And if this helped you, please like, subscribe, and stay connected.